So I would like to transition now to our next participant who's stepping up. I do see him on the line, Mr. Abe Singh. He's the Executive Director of Area Housing Commission. So Abe, which is a public housing organization, his group provides low-income housing to families who meet income guidelines. They currently manage 12 public housing properties, and while Abe and his group are well aware of the need for emergency housing, his family often take longer to transition to home ownership. This creates a deeper need as the number of available properties continue to be outpaced by the number of families eligible for his program. Abe received his PhD in clinical medical psychology and administration from Walden University. He served as a chaplain in the U.S. Army before setting his sights on serving 10 years as the Executive Director of Hospital Administration and Behavioral Health at the Madigan Army Hospital in Tacoma, Washington. Abe also served as a hospital administrator for Grady Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. Mr. Singh began his career with the Area Housing Commission in 2009 and brings a wealth of knowledge and experience providing housing solutions to Escambia County residents. Welcome, Mr. Abe. Please talk to us about HUD Housing, sir.
Sure, absolutely. Hi, Marcy. Oh, I'm mute. Okay, so we are public housing, as Elle mentioned. I always begin any type of a presentation by saying that we are public housing and we are not affordable housing institution. Residents that live with us cannot afford affordable housing. Obviously, public housing is subsidized by HUD. We have about 721 active units right now that are rented, and we have close to 900 individuals and families on the waiting list, waiting for public housing. So you can look at the disparity of how many people are waiting for housing, and the fact remains that we don't have ample housing to house everyone. Our rent is subsidized, exclusively by HUD. We have a minimum rent of $50 a month, and anywhere up to $300 a month, depending upon the 30% ratio, 80% of the ratio. So we have a long waiting list, and Escambia County and the city of Pensacola, we do not have enough public housing. That's the main root of one cause of homelessness. We have mothers. Our largest population are single mothers with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 9 children per household. And we partner with outside agencies to give classes to complete GED programs. But one of the biggest problems that we encounter is transportation with our residents. That's one. The other one is that they don't have driver's licenses. That's another huge impediment to finding employment. We do employ residents to work in public housing part-time, and that is called Section 3. We deal with a lot of other problems in public housing throughout the nation, but just to mention Area Housing Commission, we have our share of criminal activities on our campuses. We hire PPD police officers 7 days a week. We also hire the sheriff's department to survey and to look after the safety of our residents at Marino Court. One of the problems here right now, we do work very closely with Habitat for Humanity. We work very closely with with Marcy's program, Section 8, housing choice voucher. We have a partnership with Marcy's program, and we also have a great partnership with 90 Works and Catholic Charities and Community Action and all of the nonprofit organizations as well. But simply put, the city of Pensacola and Escambia County, we do not have enough housing for the working poor and for very low income residents or population group. We are in the midst of right now, we have hired a developer, and we are going to build anywhere between 70 and 90 units, both in the Escambia County area. One is going to be in Old Coreyfield Road, and the other one is going to be on Mobile Highway, right close to Home Depot. So, construction is going to begin next year. We have already selected a developer, and everything is moving in the right direction. As far as housing is concerned, the population we deal with basically have a huge educational deficit problem. Reading and writing is a huge, cumbersome problem for our residents seeking housing or who are already in public housing. As far as Escambia County and the city of Pensacola is concerned, the median income to buy a home in Escambia County is $170,000. When the median wages in Escambia County is around $23,000, and you can look at the difference that if you are making $25,000 a year, it's very difficult to save 20% down for a home that you're buying for $170,000. There is no way you can do that, and thereby increasing more families and individuals who are incapable of purchasing their home. And lately, we've been embarking on the fact that that a family should set aside 30% of their earned income to pay their mortgage. But this percentage has gone up to 50 just recently by the Harvard research, and now it's 50% if you include mortgage insurances. And living here in Pensacola, you're looking at hurricane insurances and just everyday maintenance of your home. And this is where Habitat for Humanity comes in, very gloriously, who are helping our family who are struggling, and Habitat is able to manufacture and produce homes at much lower cost of $200 a square feet or $150 a square feet. Rent nowadays has gone up much higher, and I'm sure Marcy is going to talk about this. If you look at fair market rent, if you look at a 2 or 3 bedroom fair market rent, your rent is going to be higher than as if you were owning a home and your mortgage payment is $500 or $600 a month. And if you look at fair market for 1 bedroom, it's close to $600. 2 bedroom is close to $700 and something, and a 3 bedroom is $800 plus. So rent is going up. Simultaneously, the prices of our homes are going up. So where does this leave the population that we are working with? We're leaving them in a very precarious position. So HUD has said to us that they are not going to allow us to build any more public housing. And this is true for Area Housing Commission, and it is also true for our entire nation. If we want to add housing, we have to do this on our own. And that's what I was talking about just a little while ago. But then if we do that, and when we do that, our rent is not going to be reflective of public housing, where if you have zero income, your rent is $50. So this is not going to copycat the rent of public housing. This is going to be a higher rent, thereby again leaving the population that Area Housing Commission works with, and these are the the unemployed and individuals and families who are working part-time. And of course, now don't forget that we do have a group of very hardworking individuals who are working full-time, and they're paying rent up to $600-700 a month. These are the individuals who are working full-time and they select to live in public housing. Home ownership, in my experience, has gone down and the rental prices have gone up. So this is another fight that we as community leaders are also facing. How do we go about assisting our individuals for job training, transportation? These are the impediments that the families we try to help and house are facing. That's all I have, Al, for right now. These are just a breakdown in the hardcore facts about public housing.
Yes, sir, Abe. Those were indeed hardcore facts. You shed a light on a lot of things, including the number of units you have available, but the number of people who are on the waiting list. You talked about having 720 plus units, but you have 900 individuals who are actually on the waiting list. What do you say to those individuals who are waiting and you know that they're in a desperate situation? What do you say to them?
Yeah, we sincerely and humbly apologize that we don't have enough units to give them. And of course, we place them on the waiting list. And very, frankly speaking, our waiting list is around 2 years before a family or an individual comes up to be housed. And the most popular unit is a 1-bedroom. And then, of course, the second one is a 2-bedroom. We try to work with our family. We work with the Homeless Coalition. We work with 90 Works, and Marcy is also facing the same type of problem. She doesn't have enough vouchers for the population that is in need of vouchers. Similar to us, we don't have enough housing for the population who's looking for housing. And these are the people who are living from family members, jumping couches here and there with their children. And we know very well that no housing, lack of proper housing, and unsafe housing contributes to individuals, parents, and children's mental health, psychological health, nutritional problems, academic problems, and I'm sure Council Lady Jewel is going to address that section. But these are the issues we are dealing with right now, and we try to help our families to partner with nonprofit and outside agencies, Al.
Thank you for that as well. I was going to touch a little base because there was a question about the organizations you currently partner with, but you kind of just mentioned it. You partner with organizations who deal with a number of issues that your families face, whether it be its education, whether it be safety, and things along those lines. You you currently work with them. Has it been hard or difficult for you to form those partnerships? Do you see that those partnerships maybe not have as many resources as you would particularly need to address your family issues?
Uh, uh, all of the nonprofit organizations that Area Housing Commission works with, we have a wonderful relationship, y'all, very good relationship, a working relationship, a very congenial relationship. But we also have to understand, as Charles was talking, the first speaker, our cities and our county, well, our city and our county is not developed to the stage of providing employment to all individuals who are seeking employment. Our city just does not have that resources, and our county does not have that resources. And then, of course, we're dealing with a section of population who have criminal backgrounds, and they have impediments being hired by companies, as we all know, and they are blackballed in many cases. Now, HUD has come up that we are going to provide housing to everyone, regardless of what type of criminal background they have, except for pedophiles and aggressive armed robbery. These two groups bring threat and danger to the population, and that's where we are unable to help that type of groups of people. But the rest, yes, HUD has lifted the ban, and we can house them, providing we have enough housing. But we have a tremendous relationship. Right now, I'm working so exclusively with Doug Brown as the Community Action CEO. They have received ample funding for our individuals due to coronavirus that have been late or were not able to pay their rent. Now we are referring them to Community Action, and they are paying their rent for the time being until this pandemic is over. So that's the kind of relationship we have, Al.
Well, that is excellent, because those resources they're coming into our community, and for them to be dispersed to those families who need them most is a very excellent thing that's being done. I do want to kind of touch base, because you mentioned about you were building, or you have someone contract to build 90 units. In your estimation, those 90 units will make what impact on your wait list?
Good question. That is going to be affordable housing, Al. That is not going to be subsidized in any way or form by HUD. That is a standalone project, and basically you will need an income of one kind or another to be able to rent from this new units that we are going to be building next year.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. I'm scrolling through trying to see if there are any other questions here. You talked a little bit about society or Florida, Pensacola not being set up for people getting jobs and other issues along those lines, that really goes back to the situation that your people are actually in right now, because it's a direct hindrance of them getting affordable housing, getting into your housing. What did you say, or what have you, or who have you talked to or reached out to say this is an issue and this is how we should potentially set up to solve this or resolve this issue?
Well, we have to attract different types of employment that can look at different talents and different backgrounds. In the population I deal with, we have a lot of individuals who have not finished high school, and they do have impediments and problems in reading and writing, and we will have to find some type of employment or do some job training so they can come up to par to meet the requirements of this job. I think the county and the city should should look at this seriously and begin to talk to people like us and see what kind of population we are dealing with, groups of population, and what types of impediments they are bringing to the employment workforce, and how we can help them to train or to retrain so they are marketable.
Well, thank you so much for that and for your presentation, sir. If you will stick around with us, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm sure we're going to have a Q&A at the end of this session. And perhaps you being a functioning practitioner, you'll be able to answer some of those questions. So I really appreciate you for presenting today, and really appreciate you more if you stick around to the end of this.
I will. I'll be right here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.